Why do we not get what we want in life? Inside this video, I'm going to be breaking down why this is such a common problem where no matter how hard you work or what you try, nothing seems to change in your reality. And I'm also going to break down how you can overcome this so that you can effortlessly move towards your goals. First of all, let's become aware of why we actually don't get what we want in life. First of all, you must understand that everything we do, the reason why we do it is typically because we want to feel some sort of emotion. That's pretty much the end result of every action that we take, to feel an emotion. So if this is you right now and you're in your current reality, you're feeling like this guy with a straight face, and you're feeling emotions of anger, desire, fear, lack, or shame, okay? Chances are you want all of these external things because you believe it's going to make you feel a different way to how you're currently feeling right now. And it makes logical sense. We think that once we have a nice relationship, we're going to feel love. We think that once we have a flight to a different destination, we're going to feel freedom. We think once we have money in our account, we're going to feel abundant, okay? Or respect. And we think that once we have a nice physique, then we're going to start eating healthy, right? And you can see the problem here, okay? Because we're allowing a middleman to get into the way of exactly how we want to feel, which is expanded states of emotions such as peace, joy, love, abundance. And, you know, the reason why we don't have these things is because the reason why we don't have these emotions is because we don't have these things in our reality, right? And what happens is if you set this rule for yourself within your mind that you will only feel a positive emotion once you have something external, you're simply going to remain in a loop. Okay, and that's why you don't get what you want in life. So let's break this down even further. Now, first of all, you must understand that one of the main reasons why, or literally the main reason why, you don't get what you want in life is because of your identity. And your identity is who you believe yourself to be. And this is formed by your thoughts, your feelings, your beliefs, and your behaviors and your habits, which create your actions. And all of this is what gets expressed into your reality. And you can really observe this. Look at the last 90 days of your life. Have a look at what you've done on a day-to-day basis, what thoughts you've had, how you felt, and what actions you've taken. And you'll realize that everything you've been doing for the past 90 days, the past year, the past 5 years is literally the reason why you are exactly where you are in life right now. So also understand that you can't outrun this guy. You can't outrun this girl. Okay, this identity you have, you cannot outrun it. No matter how hard you try and push and force yourself to get to the gym and change your physique, no matter how hard you try and push and force your business to grow, nothing is going to change until you change your identity and your beliefs that are impressed into your subconscious mind. Let's take this even deeper, okay? Let me break this down in terms of this sine wave. So, if your identity is who you believe yourself to be, let's say you've been accustomed to having $30,000 sitting in your bank account at any given time. Well, what happens as soon as you feel, as soon as you see $60,000 in your bank account? Well, you might start going out for dinner, you might start spending more money on clothes, you might start buying random subscriptions online, you might start going on shopping sprees on Amazon. And then what happens? Well, you start spending all of your money and boom, 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 you're back to 30K. And then what happens? Right? Let's say you're still in this little cycle of spending and then you reach 20K in your bank account, then you start feeling a state of panic and you start feeling a state of lack. And therefore you try and bring yourself back to 30K and you kind of kick into gear. And this can apply to any amount in your bank account. Maybe it's 1,000, maybe it's 5,000. But there's two kind of limits. There's your lower limit, which is like your panic number. And then there's also your upper limit, which is where you're almost exceeding your comfort zone. Okay? And what happens is, well, the constant is your identity, which is who you believe yourself to be and what is normal to you, right? This applies to absolutely anything, not just in business and money, but let's say you have the simple belief that everything in life is a struggle. Well, what happens when things go easy and good? You start, feeling like you need to relax, you start feeling like you need to lay back a bit, and then you start scrolling on Instagram, you start buying some junk food here and there, and then boom, okay, you're back to normal. Everything's a struggle. Why is it hard for me to gain weight? All of these little questions start coming up. And then let's say you start slipping even more out of routine in your day-to-day life. You start waking up late, your room's a mess, your life's a mess, and then you start feeling these contracted states of fear, shame, and guilt. You start kicking into gear. You start planning your days. You start getting your room into order. You start getting your health into order, and then boom, okay, you're back to your baseline standard, which is everything is a struggle. And you can see here that the reason why is simply because of your identity and your belief, right? And you can apply this to absolutely anything. It could be as simple as how clean your house is. Maybe you have a certain standard for how things should be looking in your house and how like organized things are. And then let's say one day you clean up, everything's put in its place, and then you think, all right, cool, let me just leave that there, I'll put it back later. And you see here, you're at the top of the sine wave, you're at the peak, and then boom, you start leaving stuff all over the place. You bring yourself back to where it once was, and then let's say you slip out of alignment with that, and now your house is a mess. Then you start kicking into gear. Okay. So the real thing here, okay, the point I'm getting to is that nothing will change until you change your identity and what is normal to you in your reality. So how do we overcome this problem? How do we change our identity? Well, first of all, it goes back to who you believe yourself to be. What's your thoughts? What's your feelings? What's your beliefs? And what are your behaviors and habits? Best thing I suggest you to do is get a piece of paper, put a line down the middle, okay, and write on one side the current version of you and write on the other side the desired version of you. And this is a great question to ask yourself, okay, because if you apply this for your thoughts and do it on a daily basis, you'll see, all right, cool. In the morning, I have these thoughts about my day. I think that, okay, cool. If I've woken up late, I'll feel a bit of guilt, and then blah, blah, blah. And that gets into your feelings and then your beliefs about your day. Everything's a struggle. And then your behaviors and habits, maybe you take half-assed action, right? And that creates your reality. So you can see the current version of you. And then once you've become aware of those things, you can actually see on the other side, all right, cool, who do I want to be? And to really simply answer this question, what would you feel once you have all of the things that you want in your external reality? Well, you'd feel peace, you'd feel joy, you'd feel love, you'd feel reason, you'd have acceptance. And well, what happens then is until you allow yourself to feel these emotions now, you will never get these things. Okay, and basically that's how you can become aware of who you need to be in order to get what you want, right? You just ask yourself, what thoughts do I need to think? What feelings do I need to feel? What beliefs must I have and operate on? And what behaviors and habits would this different version of me have that has all of these things I want? And let me explain this even deeper. So most people right now, they're operating basically in a position where their future is separate from them, okay? And because they're feeling these contracted states of emotions such as lack of having money, lack of having a relationship, lack of freedom, and really like fear is really like the root cause of all of these emotions, well, they constantly are separate from their goals, right? And from the things that they want to manifest in their reality. And you can see here that if you're not feeling these things now, then they're only going to remain in the future. Okay. However, if you simply allowed yourself to feel the emotions now that you would feel once you have these things, then you would start drawing these things to you. Okay. Your desired reality to you. And that's because you're simply living in the present moment. You don't think that the future is separate from you. You don't think that these things are separate from you. You understand that everything is here and now, like there's infinite realities and versions of you that can have this thing right now. And by simply tapping into the emotion of having, you're going to see your life through an entirely different lens, take entirely different action, and therefore get these things a lot quicker, if not instantly, when you unify your heart and your mind to your desires. This is a bit deeper. You might have to rewatch this again to truly understand it. But give yourself permission to feel these emotions now, and you will draw your desired reality to you. And the way you feel these emotions now is by changing your subconscious beliefs and your actual feelings, okay? And that goes back to those sine waves, which is who you believe yourself to be, your identity. So if you want, okay, to be living a life of freedom, Okay, if you want to have a nice house, if you want to have a nice relationship, if you want to have millions in your bank account and a nice Lambo sitting on your driveway, very simply what you have to do is reprogram your subconscious mind to feel these emotions now, to feel like you have those things right now. And at a bare minimum, you're going to take drastically different action in your reality. Okay, you're going to draw that reality to you, right? And this guy here who's smiling, he has it in the present moment in his mind, so he will have it in the present moment in his reality. Okay? That's as simple as it gets. And once again, your identity is just who you believe yourself to be. As soon as you change how you believe yourself to be, how you perceive yourself, your reality will change around you. So this video is real simple. In terms of action steps, what I really suggest for you to do is get very clear on exactly, number one, what you want and how you would feel once you have those things. And then ask yourself, what would your identity be of the person or the version of you who already has those things? How would you think? How would you feel? What are your beliefs? What are your behaviors and habits? Okay? And if you just stick to those for 21 days, 28 days, I believe now is like how long it takes to form a habit, then you will start noticing shifts in your reality. You will start seeing different opportunities. You'll start drawing in different people. You'll have different conversations, and your reality will entirely change. So try this out. Let me know how it goes. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Mind of Kian, and I'll see you guys in the next one.